Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy you're here with me. I'm going to be doing all of my shuffling on screen today, and this is your, oh my goodness, look at that, Two of Cups just on the bottom. But these aren't shuffled yet, so that may or may not have anything to do with this video. And this one just wants to come out. Oh, it'll come out later, I'm sure. As always, you can skip the intro. I have timestamps down below. I wasn't actually planning to do a reading today, but I just felt so called. And I coincidentally had some free time in my schedule, so I was like, okay, well, we'll just do it then. We have the Knight of Pentacles and reversed. Knight of Pentacles is a card of journey. And action too. But typically as it relates to wealth, I mean, the Knights are very much what their name is. They go out, they conquer, they do things, they do hard things, they're very focused. And the fact that she's reversed here, I get the feeling today's reading is going to be about, I think it's going to be about something that does exist in the material realm. And once I get a couple more cards, then I will go ahead and I will pause the video and make that the start. Okay, there we go. I think that's good right there. So for today's reading, we're going to have the Knight of Pentacles and we're going to have the Seven of Pentacles. And I'll give you a moment to pick your pile from those two. The Seven of Pentacles is also has to do with material possessions, but in this case it is a card of working very hard for something. As you can see, this is an expectant couple and they've already built their bassinet, they've already hung all of the baby toys, they've made preparations, but they don't have the baby yet. So if this is something that you relate to, then this is probably your deck. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put crystals. Just what feels right on these piles as well. And I feel that this crystal belongs here and this crystal belongs here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my oracle cards and I'm going to shuffle those on camera as well. And I think I'm going to pick 2 oracle cards, or we'll just see what falls out. And I don't even know which deck that this is going to be for yet. I think I'll just know as soon as they fall out. Maybe they'll land in a certain way. I feel that something in here wants to come out, so I'm going to set those off camera and just keep shuffling these. These two, I think they want to stay together and I think they belong to this pile. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab all of my other cards back again. If any of you are wondering how I decide this, it's just what feels right. This one wants to go here. And I don't know if there's another card that's going to come out with it. It feels like, yeah, and my deck is going back in really easily. So I think this is the only card that's coming out. Usually if there's still a card that wants to come out, then they'll be harder to get put back together, but I think this is it. So I'm going to set these up just so they look all pretty. The only 2 there, right? Yes. I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to turn her sideways and right side up because this will be the little thumbnail for the video. There we go. All right, if you want to pick your pile based on those crystals, you can also do that as well. And again, whatever this means doesn't really matter, because the reading could go in any direction. But if there is one card that really spoke to you when I was describing their meanings over the other, I would say go with that pile. All right, and without any further ado, I'm going to start with the Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to set these aside. And what I'm also going to do, and I'm going to have to find it again later, but I'm going to put the Seven of Pentacles back in the deck just so that we have access to it. I'm going to keep this crystal here just so we keep its energy present. What I might do is I might set it in. There we go. That seems like a better place for it. All right. With our indicator card, we're going to go ahead and turn it, Be Yourself with the Daisy. And we have What Needs Mending with Come Free. The first thing that is coming to my mind is that you are on a journey to find yourself. Who are you? That's a question that you are still in the process of answering. And there might be some things from your past that you kind of feel like you're stuck trying to fix those, to remember my words, you're stuck trying to fix those things up, and you're struggling to really find yourself in the middle of all that because it's just keeping you so busy. What I'm going to do right now to get a little bit more clarity is grab out the other oracle cards. Sorry, not oracle cards, but tarot deck. As you can see, I added the other card in here. So now there's every card in the deck is available for the universe to speak through. Seems like this one wants to come out. We have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, as you can imagine, just looking at this, it's a card of deception. Somewhere there is dishonesty that's going on, and I get the feeling you're lying to yourself. I'm going to set that here. Remember, the Knight of Pentacles, if you watch the intro, the Knight of Pentacles did come out inverted. And I don't know quite what that means yet. I'm going to leave her like this for now. I'm going to keep shuffling. And while I shuffle, I want to know, what are you lying to yourself about? The Knight of Cups. Okay, having two knights come out in one reading, that right there is special. And they're both inverted. So now I am going to turn her upside down because now we have two knights that are inverted. I'm going to stack them like that. What are you lying to yourself about? Where? Spirit, angels, holy goodness, whatever is pure white light and has the best desires for our heart, please come, please guide us. Dear Lord, in your infinite mercy and wisdom, please grant us clarity. This card here wants to come out. The Wheel of Fortune. Right? So something that's fated is about to happen, and there's going to be a large disruption. There's a shift that's happening, but it's not going to be a gentle one, especially with the knights upside down. This is going to be very unsettling. This is going to cause you to make a lot of decisions that you may not feel ready to make quite yet. The Pentacles are symbolized by the element of earth, and the cups are the element of water. So earth and water, that could indicate sea, travel, or travel by car even, just because the knights do move. That is what they do. They go on adventures, they go on quests. Also, the Seven of Swords, the swords represent air. And in some tarot decks, you'll even have them referred to as voices. So the Seven of Voices. And this is a card, again, of dishonesty. With the Wheel of Fortune being upright, though. Oh my goodness. All right, the Sun. This is beautiful. Okay, we're going to stop there. Are we? Let me just check. Maybe not. Or are we going to stop there? This last card wants to come out. We have the Devil, but the Devil came out reversed. I'm going to set that there. And now, see how straight the deck is? We're done. Okay. The Devil being upside down. Well, that's very interesting. There is another kind of dishonesty that's happening. It's not just you being dishonest to yourself. It's not you lying to yourself exclusively. There's something else, and you don't expect it. There is an evil that is in your inner circle. I don't know if it's a person or if it's a thing, but you don't realize that it's evil. That's what I'm hearing from this card. There's definitely some evaluation that needs to be done looking at your life. The Sun being out here, and with the Wheel of Fortune, what I am interpreting this to mean is that this change, even though it's going to be very difficult, it is happening for the best. And going back to our original card of what needs mending, I think these cards here, especially with the green that I'm seeing in both of them, it's not what you think it is. You may have had an initial thought when you saw this card, and that may very well be something that needs mending, but there is a deeper layer to it that is this inverted Devil card. It is something that you need to overcome, and it may not be what you think it is. It might be something that you have been called by the universe to change many times, but you have been ignoring that call. Maybe you're telling yourself like, oh, like this problem is not as bad as it seems like it is. No, it is. That problem is absolutely 100% as bad as you think it is, and something does need to be done about it. That's what I see here. Something does need mending. There is something that needs to be addressed. Do not get me wrong, this is going to be a difficult time. But at the end of it, what you have is the Wheel of Fortune upright, and you have the Sun. So things are changing, and they may feel difficult right now, but they are changing for the best. And the universe has only good in mind for you, but you will find yourself pulled out of your comfort zone. You will absolutely have that happening to you. I'm going to push these cards off to the side. Be yourself. What does that mean? Can we get any more guidance on what it means for those who chose pile number 1, for them to be themselves? Is there an oracle card deck? Should we call on more tarot cards? Is this something they already know the answer to? Okay. I'm thinking about my Cecil Journeys. It's such a tongue twister. But Cecil Journeys oracle cards. This is what the deck looks like. Or the box, sorry, that's what the box looks like. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and I feel like there's a card from this deck that needs to come out. I'm going to shuffle them. There we go. Okay. What is the advice on being yourself? Oh my goodness. All right, that's it. That's the final word right there. play. You need to go play. You need to go get in touch with your inner child. May you seek out fun and connection. As things get worse in your life, as they start to feel a lot more stressful, as you're maybe experiencing more anxiety, maybe you're feeling just stress, or like you don't have time to do anything, you need to make time to play. Whatever that looks like for you, seek out new opportunities, seek out new experiences. And this isn't just like, oh, go pick up more hobbies. This is go where your heart is calling you to do, and you'll know it. You will know it. If this isn't something that you've already thought of, if something didn't already come to your mind, when you see this, you will know it. And I think with these dolphins here, I think you're actually going to see either dolphins or daisies, one or the other. And that will just be the universe's reminder that it's there, it's looking out for you. And when you see either dolphins or daisies, this could be little wood figurines somewhere. It might even be earrings on a stranger. It could be dolphins or daisies. Pay attention. That is your cue. You need to pay attention. That's what I have for you. I'm going to clean up all of these decks and move on to the next pile. Welcome, pile number 2. I'm going to take a deep breath for this group, because as I was setting up, I actually peeked into your cards and I saw your oracle card, and it's the card of resurrection with the California poppy. And I know immediately with this card is your oracle card, and with the 7 of Pentacles as your indicator card for your tarot, that you've experienced a loss. And for some of you, this may have been the loss of a pregnancy that you were very excited for, and I'm so sorry for your loss. And for others, this could have been a business you were trying to start. This could have been, for some of you, I'm hearing school, that perhaps there was a graduate school, or maybe it was college, and there was one in particular you were trying really hard to get accepted into. Maybe you even were accepted, but just the floodgates opened and you weren't able to attend. And this is you thinking about trying again. And there is absolutely a heaviness to this. And I want to first of all acknowledge that for those of you who did lose a pregnancy or did lose a child, that I cannot imagine the pain that you're going through. That's not something that I personally have experienced. And while I have experienced great loss in my life, I understand that this is something that's unfathomable for me. I can't begin to comprehend it. And so I just want to let myself be a channel today and see what words of wisdom, what guidance the universe has for those of you who have experienced a great loss. And there's almost this dream state to the idea of resurrection, knowing that if you start over, if you, for instance, try to start your business back up again, it's not going to be the same. It's going to have to be either an entirely new business, or it just won't have the qualities that you loved about the one that you almost had and lost. If you're looking at going back to school, it might be that you are looking at going to school, but it's not going to be the school that you had your heart set on. Or if you do go, you won't get to go as part of the same cohort. Your friends won't be there. You'll have to make new friends when you go. I'm just going to shuffle these cards on deck. Not on deck, I meant to say on camera. I did see already that the 9 of Cups came out reversed. And the Nine of Cups is the card of getting your wish. But this card is reversed, which tells me that you did not get your wish. You thought you were going to. The biggest dream of your life, or at least one that was so incredibly special to you. You thought you were going to get it, and it did not come true. That's what I'm seeing. This card wants to come out. The Page of Cups, reversed. I'm not sure why so many depictions of the Page of Cups, there is someone holding a cup and the cup has a fish in it. And I've seen what the artist wrote for this one. I've seen what artists have written for other decks. And it always, to me, it just escapes me why that's the symbolism that is so widely depicted. But one thing I do want to say about the Page of Cups is this is a card of innocence and enamoration. This is a card of being fixated on something with a childlike curiosity. And I see, because the card came out reversed, that you've lost that. That once upon a time, you looked at life with the eyes of a child, and you had so much curiosity and dreams. You just had big, beautiful dreams that seemed achievable at the time. There's no reason you thought of anyway why they wouldn't work out. And this is gone now. You've lost this. And we have the Chariot, and the Chariot is reversed. Sorry, I'm tripping on my words a little bit today. Now, the Chariot indicates swift and powerful movement. It's this idea of these two horses, which is what is usually depicted by, and they are just going. But one horse is always stronger than the other one. Whichever horse you feed, that is the direction this chariot goes in. And it's this idea of, keeping things balanced in your life and making sure that you are paying attention to what is truly most important, and not spending all of your time on areas of your life that do not reflect the destination you would like to get to. But that this is reversed is, I feel like you are so, you're indecisive right now. You don't know what to do. You're not going in any direction. But the thing about life is that we're always moving in a direction. Life is a river. And if we're not swimming towards the other shore, or if we're not swimming upstream, or if we're not actively floating down it, then it's just going to sweep us away. And even if you are in an inner tube and you're floating down the river, you still need to keep your eyes open, because you can still get sucked in underneath tree roots or anything. And right now, I think you're exhausted. And you're being pulled under right now. But you don't know which direction to swim in, and the idea of just swim in a direction sounds exhausting to you, because you're going to put in all of this effort, you're going to go towards something, and then it might not work out, and you've just wasted all of your energy. That is how you're feeling right now. The Star. The Star is a card of getting your wish. Your wish comes true, and not just any wish, and not something that you had to work for a long time. The Six of Wands is, sorry, I just said Six of Wands because I turned this card over off. I'm sorry, I was off camera and I just opened this deck up. The Six of Wands, because it wants to come out, the Six of Wands is a card of celebration. The Star is a card of your wish, that wish on a star, that thing that you thought was impossible, you get it. It comes true. It could also be a card of celebrity. It could be a card of becoming famous. And the fact that you have the Six of Wands, whatever this is that you do, it is a victory. It is something that's so important. It's something that's so special. there's like a parade. Everyone is showing up to celebrate you. The Six of Wands is also a card of just having the audience that you need. So you can see here the fire breather with the little mermaid kids watching him, and they're just enraptured. So is you going from losing your innocence to having the attention of all of this childlike wonder on you, because you did it, you made it, whatever this is. And I don't even know if it's related to your loss, but it is a wish that you feel like is beyond your wildest dreams and does come true. In the last group, for clarity, I got out one last deck of oracle cards, and I think that's what I should do here as well. Even though I already put them all away, I think there's a message, there's some wisdom that you need to hear. So I'm going to get those out. And as I'm getting these out, I'm just waiting to see if there's any channeled message, anything that's coming through. It's interesting how often I shuffle these cards and then so many of them still end up together anyways. That card wants to come out. I want to say something real quick. I'm feeling that even though everyone in this group has experienced a loss, your paths are unique. And there are going to be a few different pieces of wisdom that come from this deck. You will know which one is for you. Because I can already tell there are a lot of cards that we already have 3 cards here, and I know there are more cards that want to come out. And I'm going to go through every single one of them, one at a time. And you're going to know which one is for you. I'm also hearing this question in my mind. For those of you in pile number 2, who is in your corner? Who do you have who you can count on? Who do you have who you can call up? Is it even just a pet that you have that, you know, you can cuddle when you're sad? There's somebody that you know who is also experiencing something that is tragic. And you are meant to find them. And I don't see that as necessarily a romantic thing. In fact, I get the feeling that for most of you in this pile, you are already in a relationship or you are not seeking a relationship actively right now. There is someone, though, who you are going to meet if you are open to it. And you're going to form a bond with this person that is going to be very beneficial. It's going to be very motivational. It's going to drive you. You're going to drive each other into a direction, into circumstances that are going to allow the universe to act in your life. God has a plan for you, but right now you're not where you need to be for this plan to happen. And that's okay. I'm not saying you need to go do anything right now. We'll see what the cards here specifically say, but I'm not saying go do something right now. Do be on the lookout, though. Do be open to meeting someone. And you're going to know it's them. That's it for these cards. How are you going to know it's them? Because I know it's really easy to meet people and it ends up a toxic friendship or you end up trauma bonded. So I'm asking God right now, I'm asking the universe, I'm asking the angels of pure white light for pile number 2. How will they know? How will they know when they meet this person? I'm just going to start going through these cards too. There are a lot of cards here. There are a lot of cards here. You will know which one is yours as soon as I show it to you. There may be more than one in here for you, but you'll know when you see it. All right, the first one. Gratitude. May you honor all that you receive. The universe is bringing something to you that is incredibly special, and it is meant for you. And when you receive it, it may not look like much at first. The universe is saying to be grateful for it, to accept it as a blessing, and you will very quickly come to realize that it is actually a treasure. It is the gold at the end of the rainbow. And I do feel for you who picked this card, or, well, I guess I didn't actually lay them out for you to pick them, but for those of you who resonate with this card, look at that, the candle just went out. I'm seeing this rainbow and I'm seeing these stormy skies. The person who you will meet them on a day that is very overcast. And I know I'm saying that, and it is the Pacific Northwest. For those of you who are in this area, you know that basically from like October, November until March, sometimes it is overcast. That's good news. That means if you're in this area, you're meeting them very soon. And they're going to feel like a rainbow in the storm. Alive. May you delight in vitality. For those of you who are resonating with this, the universe is telling you to get out and start moving. It's telling you to take up jogging or boxing or any other sport that keeps you active, that makes you feel alive. Vitality too, that word specifically just makes me think of cardio because it makes me think of your heart. You're going to know the person who is meant to be in your life, because I think you might be feeling a lot of anxiety when you meet them. But saying heart just now made me think of like when your heart's beating too fast. That's how you're going to feel, but you're going to meet this person. This person is going to feel like a calm. So it could be a particularly stressful day, and this person shows up and maybe you just bond immediately. And like, oh my gosh, look at that. Like, I don't feel anxious anymore. Stretch. May you extend your reach. I'm hearing two things with this. One, you need to start getting up 10 minutes early, and you need to start stretching before you start your day. Listen to music, listen to a podcast, listen to the birds outside, listen to the raindrops on the roof. I'm sure we're going to start getting rain out here soon. You need to get up 10 minutes early and start stretching. You also need to stretch your mind. Your mind's like a rubber band. I hear so many people say this, and it's so true. Your mind is like a rubber band. It's really hard for it to stretch the first couple of times. It's really hard the first couple of times for you to believe something is possible. But once you've stretched it enough, the rubber band stops being stretchy. Like, it's not even hard. You could just loop it around anything. That's your mind and your dreams. You need to keep embracing and manifesting your dreams until eventually they just happen. And I'm seeing the color green. You're going to meet the person who the universe is bringing into your life. And later, when you look back, you're going to realize some part of that memory had green in it. It might have been what they were wearing. It could have been a sticky note that they handed you. It could have been if you meet on the bus that there is a large green advertisement behind them. Maybe you'll take a photo together and you'll just see a whole bunch of green in the photo when it comes back. But that will be your indicator from the universe. There's going to be green, but you won't notice it right away. So don't be there looking around for anybody who's wearing green. You're not going to notice it until afterwards when you reflect back. And you'll be like, oh my goodness, there's green. This is the person the universe destined me to meet. Compassion, may you tend to the suffering. What I also hear in this is that when you see others, perhaps family or friends, who are experiencing something you dreamed about, you have a tendency to go inside yourself. It's very difficult for you to be happy and to celebrate for them, to be happy for them and celebrate with them. Obviously, that's so understandable. And I think anyone who's aware of your situation would understand that. But be careful that your wound is not so deep that others feel like they need to walk on eggshells around you, that they have to hide their happiness from you because they don't want to reopen or trigger that wound. I'm not getting any message for this card on how you'll know when the universe brings you this person. I see calm, but I'm not getting any specific message for this card. Pause. May moments of calm sustain you. All right, immediately I am feeling two things. One, you are going to meet the person the universe is calling into your life when you smell something gross. Okay, because when I saw these reads, I remember how it smells to be on the beach at low tide. You could be walking past a dumpster when your phone rings. You could be taking out your compost or your rubbish or something and it just stinks. And you run into your neighbor or somebody walks past you on the street. But you are going to meet this person and there is going to be a bad odor that is associated, not necessarily with them. I don't think there's somebody who stinks, but you are going to smell. So like when you're smelling things that are gross, pay attention. Pay attention to the people who are around you, to whoever it was you were just talking to any conversations you're about to engage in. That person might be coming into your life right then. The other thing that I'm getting with pause, may moments of calm sustain you. Take more breaks at work. Whatever it is you're doing, even if you're working one of those manual labor jobs where you can't take any breaks because like they'll clock you off or something, you'll get time off task, or if you're working customer facing, go to the bathroom. Like go to the bathroom and then just hang out for a little bit. Not on your phone, but just breathe. Ask coworkers to cover for you as needed, but take more breaks at work. Begin. May you start as if you have already begun. Some of you are probably feeling like, especially for those of you who lost a business, you are probably feeling like the effort you need to go through to start all over again, you just don't want to do it again. The universe is calling you right now. Here's where your Page of Cups really comes in. Calling you to start as if you've never even done this before. As if you aren't starting at a negative, but you're just starting at zero. As if you've always been at zero. There's nothing that you have to there are no steps you have to redo. Do every step as if it's your first time doing it. Obviously, you have the wisdom of having been up this ladder before, of having taken these steps, of been on this journey only part way, and it failed. Don't let that exhaust you. Start as if this is your very first time walking down this road. I don't know when you're going to meet the person the universe has called into your life. I'm not picking up any information from this card either. And that could just be that, well, it could be a couple of things. One is that one of the other cards resonated with you, and so you already know, and this card is meant to accompany that one. Could also be that your situation is just so unique. Maybe the universe is trying to tell me, and just it's going right over my head. Fully a possibility. It may also be that if you know how you're going to meet them, it will in some way impact the meeting, and the universe has kept it hidden for a reason. I don't know. But I'm going to go on to the next card. Shine. May you be a lighthouse. This, oh my goodness, is such Six of Wands energy right here. May you be a lighthouse. And I see all of these beautiful colors, and I see this sea glass, and I think you're going to meet the person who the universe is calling into your life at a dinner, because the glass here is making me think of, you know, like if you ever looked at like Great Depression era, like those, there are like books that were written on it, but also if you go into like vintage stores, there was this time, if I remember correctly, where they had really bright china, really bright plates, because everything in the world was so incredibly depressing and awful that to add little bits of happiness, instead of having a whole bunch of china patterns that were super expensive and all matched, they just had brightly colored dishes. And all of the glass here is making me think about that you might meet this person over dinner, or while you're out for drinks, maybe a cafe. It could also be a mutual friend. But I see dishes involved in this meeting. And with shine, may you be a lighthouse. Don't be afraid of the spotlight. Don't be afraid of letting your voice be heard. Just because I get the feeling that for some of you who didn't get into college, this is the card that's speaking to you right now. And maybe you're looking at going back, and maybe you feel really insecure right now because you have a message that needs to be said, but you feel like you need to have a college degree first before people will listen. Or maybe it's something that is along those lines. That is completely false. Shine, because having a degree, not having a degree, having a successful business, having a failed business, you have a story to tell. As somebody who has tried for something and not succeeded, you still have the means to inspire others. And your story doesn't have to be sad. It doesn't have to be one of those like, oh, before I tell anyone this, I just need to let you know I'm not actually successful. Look at 2 candles come out over here. Your story can be happy even if you have failures. You are respected for your wisdom and your knowledge in your field, even if you don't have initials after your last name. Even if your name doesn't start with doctor, you are still someone who deserves so much respect. Next card. Accept. May you receive what is as it comes. I know this is the ocean, but I saw stars. And I think you're going to meet the person that, I think it's going to be a very starry sky that night after you meet them. And that's something that you don't get a lot of in winter, especially not out here in the Pacific Northwest. And maybe you're somewhere else and watching these videos. We don't get a lot of starry skies. And starry skies in winter are usually very cold. So this could be that you're not meeting them until summer. But I get the feeling that this is all happening very soon for everyone who's here. The night is going to be full of stars after you meet this person. Last one. Depth. May you immerse and go deeper. The first thing I thought of was scuba diving. And that's probably because that's a hobby that I personally have wanted to try for a long time. So I'm feeling very strongly by that correlation, you're going to meet this person doing a hobby that is brand new to you. Might not even be a hobby you like. It might be a hobby that you bond with someone else in the class over how much you hate it and you're not coming back, but then you do keep coming back because you're there for that friendship. May you immerse and go deeper. What I'm also hearing is that your pain is a well. That's how deep the pain you experience is. It is a well. And I know from a scientific perspective, wells do have an end, but it feels like they don't. And imagine if you ever tried to swim to the bottom of a well, you would probably run out of breath before you reached it. Wells are very deep. Your pain is a well. You can go deep into it, and it might even be comforting, but you can't stay there. You can't stay there. This card, this Star card, the Six of Wands, these cards, they're not going to happen while you are immersed in your pain. So yes, it's okay to go there. It is okay to wrap it around you like a comforting blanket. Is odd as that sounds, I understand that like being in the depths, being in that pain can feel comforting because it's what you're used to. But you cannot stay there. You have to leave. You have to swim to the surface. All right, pile number 2. This is what I have for you. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time. Bye.